Morning, everybody. It is 8:10 a.m. It's January 26th, Friday. Welcome to my channel. This market, bulls have been very resilient in this market. Okay. Yesterday, another kind of balancing day. Qs had a little more weakness yesterday. They finally had some of the Mag 7s pulled back. Like Apple took a little tumble. Nvidia came down a little bit to 610. Tesla's just getting beat down. So, I don't know if Rosita's here, but that's what's been going on in this market. Now, yesterday, I noticed a couple things yesterday in the market, right? Even though the Mag 7 kind of pulled back a little bit, the rest of the market started to move higher. Okay? Now, staples, energy, industrials, and financials started to make a move. Now, healthcare has been beaten down to a pulp. Okay? So has discretionary with Tesla and Amazon took a tumble in the open tomorrow, but yesterday, but recovered. Okay? So some of these lagging sectors caught bids yesterday. Okay? Now with Intel's earnings yesterday that had weak PC demand for chips sent some semiconductors down, right? Pre-market, which is understandable. Take a little hit. Now they've been way overbought. They needed some type of pullback. Now in this market, I don't know if some people are looking at this pullback as buyable, right? Because this is kind of euphoric. We're going all-time highs. So it's just very interesting. So you got kind of a weak a littleness in tech, but then it rotated into staples and energy and industrials and financials, and then it's healthcare. So because this move up has been Mag 7, so I don't know. Right now, its market is bullish structure. It's not bearish. It's bullish. Okay, that's indisputable. We haven't really seen sellers take control. Okay, at all. So, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. Use volume profile, market profile to find structure in the market. Also supply and demand, gamma exposure, anchored VWAPs, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. Alright, all helps me just find who's in control, and I want to be on the side of control. Okay, kind of keeps me kind of like unbiased, right? I only look at the chart and to see, not what I think's going to happen, what is happening, right? I could think a lot of things, but then the market's going to tell you right away, oh, okay, still higher, right? So we'll just have to see, okay? Now, without that little speech, subscribe, set an alert if you haven't already, okay? If you like my content, please give me a thumbs up. And of course, you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. Alright, so let's get right into the watch list. And let's see what we have going on. Okay. So, I know Bitcoin's getting love today. Alright. The crypto space, Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, it's getting love today. Alright. It's up 3.61%. The VIX is up 1.8.6%. Ether is up 1.64%. Russell, the Russell can make you cry. It's up 0.5. Okay, silver's up 0.36, gold's up 0.26, 30-year bonds up 0.10. Okay, 10-year yield will report in 5 minutes. Okay, that should probably be flat. Now, core PCE is coming out at 8:30. All right, that should move that 10-year yield around in the dollar. So ES is basically flat. So it's only down 0.04. The Dow is only down 0.08. Nasdaq is only down 0.27. What's down a lot more earlier, it's paired some of those losses. Okay, the dollar is down 0.32. Okay, a weak dollar is good for equities. Okay, and crude's been making a move, but now pulling back a little bit. I want to see that pullback. Okay, so it's probably bottomed out, but now you're getting a little pullback. Could be a little gift. All right, let's move on. Top sector, not top sector, stocks. The Mag 7 plus a little thrown in there. All right, we'll look at the leaders now. Coin, obviously, coin. All right, up 4.54%. It's been beaten down, right? It's also just got an upgrade, so that's getting some love. Tesla, all right, even though I just saw they're getting recalls, it's been beaten down. Finally catching somewhat of a bid, up 1.36%. Amazon's up 0.49 and Netflix up 0.47. All right, now laggards. Nvidia was down 1% earlier. It's only down 0.62. It's taking some of that back. People might have, thinking of buying the pullbacks. All right, BABA back down 1.35%, and AMD, because of semis, and it's been a monster, pulling back 1.46. Okay, that's due to Intel's earnings, like I spoke about. Now, let's go over to top sector stocks. Okay, in each sector, who's leading? Right. Remember, I said healthcare has been getting demolished. Okay, I like what I think is Eli Lilly, right? They're like with Ozempic and stuff like that. I really like this. It's been kind of like moving sideways a little bit. Needs to get some traction. You look at healthcare, it's been beaten down. United Healthcare is getting beaten down. Okay, so next is Salesforce. That's not much to mention here. Now, the laggards, McDonald's, okay, Goldman Sachs, Qualcomm, Zsemi, and Visa reported earnings. I think they beat, but there's some numbers in there that the market didn't like, so that's down 2.47%. Also, American Express reported. They missed, but then they're up. They're up pre-market. So now let's look at the stocks I like to swing trade. So we'll go to those and see where the leaders are there. Okay. So no surprise, the crypto space, Mara up 6.15%. MicroStrategies up 2.79, followed by American Express. Like I said, they reported, followed by Lucid, SoFi, okay, AstraZeneca, American Airlines reported, or they got an upgrade, I believe. All right, that's really the leaders. Okay, if we go to the losers this morning, well, Intel, no surprise, right? Western Digital reported earnings, T-Mobile reported earnings, okay. AMAT, American Applied Materials, semi. Micron, semi. ARM, semi. Okay, so those are the only weakness, right? That's really the only that's weak in this list. All right, it's a big list. So we'll go back to my top sector stocks here. Okay, so moving on to sectors. Let's look at what we're talking about here. Okay, so healthcare, it's getting beaten down. It's catching a bid. Okay, that's the third largest sector. Used to be the second, but financials took that. At the end of the month, they rebalance it, so we'll have to see that again. Utilities, all right, catching a bid. Nextera get reported, and they beat earnings, so that's going to help. Okay, staples also caught a bid. Discretionary's been beaten down. Couldn't that catch a bid now with Tesla and Amazon? Okay. Financials also caught a little bit of a bid, and industrials did too. Okay. And look, we got laggards. Communications barely down. Technology, it's down 0.44. That's because of the semis. Okay. Semiconductors obviously down 1.23%. All understandable. Okay. Let's get into some news. We got core PCE coming out. All right. Now, let's look at it. Core PCE. This is the month over month. Let's see if we got the headline core PCE. Yeah, okay. So headline core PCE year over year, forecasting 3.1, expecting a 0.1 rise. Okay. Now, just PCE headline, expecting 2.7, a 0.1 rise. So we're expecting this to go up. Then you also got personal spending. Okay. So let's see what happens here. If you come in, let's say in like 2.6 or 2.5, probably bullish for the market. Okay. With the core PCE, if you come in at 3.1, 3.0, 2.9, the market probably gets a little pop. Okay. And you got pending home sales at 10 a.m. Okay. So don't initiate trades around 10 a.m. They'll probably whip you out. All right. So I would stay away at 10 a.m. You know, if you enter way before 10 a.m., you might not have to worry about it, but not entering at 10 a.m. will help you out. Okay. Now, let's look at some news. I did have some news up here. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Intel stumbles. We notice. I talked about it. All right. Tesla's to recall nearly 200,000 vehicles. That doesn't matter right now. It's been beaten down. American Express misses profit estimates on higher loan loss provisions, but it's up. Okay. Let's see what else. Capital One Financial Corp. That also posted a 43% drop in its fourth quarter profit. Okay. Levi Strauss, clothing company, forecast annual sales and profit below Wall Street's expectations on Thursday, and it's also going to cut 10 to 15% of its work staff. T-Mobile, let's see here. I know they're down, so total revenue grew 1%, higher than estimates. Visa, that's down this morning. Okay, Western Digital, I believe I saw that was down. They reported earnings. Now here's interesting. Amazon news. Company's AWS said on Thursday it plans to invest $10 billion to build 2 data center complexes in Mississippi, its latest capacity expansion amid growing demand for cloud services. Interesting. Boeing's been getting destroyed. Okay, destroyed. They're having a lot of issues. Let's see. Salesforce is laying off 700 employees. A lot of layoffs are going around. I'm seeing a lot of people paring down their workforce here. Tesla recalling. That's really all I wanted to talk about. That's probably it for news. Okay. 8:30. Remember, we got news dropping PCE. We'll check back in with that. We can go to the daily charts. First, let's just look at the earnings. This morning, American Express, Colgate Palmolive, that's what reported. Western Digital, after it closed yesterday, Levi's, T-Mobile, Capital One, Visa, and Intel reported. We talked about that. All right, let's go to the daily chart of SPY. Let's zoom in here into this move. Okay. So, what have we been doing? Notice orange is last week's range. Highs and lows. We're holding above last week, right? That is bullish. And you can't really say it's bearish, right? So, yesterday we opened here, came down, and closed all the way up here. Okay, so you got 2 candles here, broke out, held those highs, finished up here. So, it's pretty much. Right now we're at 487.68. 487.68. So kind of at the upper third of the range. Okay. So now you have shorts piled on up here on the top, right? Can we break through that? Or do we continue in balance? I don't know. But that's pretty much what's going on. Okay, that's pretty much what's going on. So we're holding this breakout level, and we're holding last week's range. All right. Now Qs. Qs had a little weakness, more weakness yesterday, right? But if you look at it, 2 days. This is last week's highs, last week's lows. Broke out, right? Gapped up. Yesterday we filled that gap. Well, in futures we did, but in here you almost filled that gap. Look where you came down to, the highs basically of this little 2-day balance. And then you got pushed up into the close. Okay? So not as double toppy perfect like the SPY, but right now we're at 424.88. Right here. So see, the Nasdaq is totally disconnected right now because of Intel's earnings, right? So the Nasdaq is at the lower third of yesterday's session, right? So you would look at that like, oh, all right, lower prices, right? Is that going to crack today? I don't know, right? 424 was the monthly flip point in Gamma yesterday, and look what it did. It came right down there to the tick and got love. It's usually what happens, right? So as long as you stay above flip points in Gamma, just so I'm giving you a little Gamma, if you stay in positive Gamma, okay, that means less volatility, and basically it's more bullish if you stay in positive Gamma. And this had a chance to go into negative Gamma with 424, but it got bought. Okay, so that's very important. If you go and flip to negative Gamma, that's when things get nuts. Okay, that's when dealers and market makers have to short with the market to hedge. Okay, but in positive Gamma, it's more or less volatile. Okay, that's when you get range bound markets. That's what we have right now. Okay, so now let's go into the triple headed monster. That's the bond market, and this news is going to be dropping. So the 10-year yield right now is down. Okay, 0.34. It's at 4.1. Okay, right here. We're in this little range right now. Okay, remember, bond market's rising, but the market's rising. Somebody's lying. Okay, this is the smart money, the bond market. This should be putting weight on. Now, if we start to drop and break this 4.0 here, market's going to go higher. Should go higher. Okay, along with the dollar. Now, we got a weaker dollar right now as well. This morning, right here, hit right at that 200-day moving average. Okay. Oop, sorry. It's been whipping back and forth. Now, this news that's coming out, this is the Fed's favorite gauge of inflation. So, PCE. So, let's see. If it comes in line, I think it's going to be a nothing burger. But because they're expecting a 0.1 rise, remember that. Okay. So that's coming out in about 50 seconds. And we might as well just flip back to that in 50 seconds. That's really it. VIX is not showing much fear. Okay. I don't even have to show you that. It's really not showing much. All right. Now we can go over to the market profile where we also can check out the PCE movement. All right. We can break this out here and we can see what the market does with the PCE. Okay, these are just 30-minute bars when you break out market profile. So, and we can check it out. What happens when this news drops? Right now, let's see. All right, it dropped. Oh, you're getting a little volatility. Well, there we're going up here initially and going back down here. Let's see what we have going here. All right, let's look at those numbers together, and we'll get to see what exactly happened here. Okay. So This is bullish. It should be bullish. So core PCE year over year, expecting 3.1, it came under at 2.9. Okay, so it's dropped. Okay, PCE year over year, forecast 2.7, came in at 2.6, the same as last time. Okay, but core PCE year over year previously was 3.2, today 2.9. All right, now you also have personal spending, forecast 0.3. Personal spending went up 0.7 month over month. Personal income, expected 0.3, got 0.3. So the core PCE year over year went down. That's what the Fed wants to see. Okay, I suspect this might not move too much. I don't know. It's not bearish. All right, so that's what we got. Now we can go straight back to the market profile here. And we'll look at structure while this figures itself out. Right now it's dipping down a little bit. Okay, let's put this back. Okay, and let's just look at what we have here. Okay, we're going to look at structure. All right, look at this profile. So we have the most traded price of the week here. You can see big volume. Then we got the value area here. This is all value area. 70% of the trades happened here in the last week, right? Look at this price here, 49.15. This is a good candidate. That is, right now we're at 48.82.83, the most traded price of the week. 49.15 could be the new most traded price of the week today. Now, if that does happen, all right, and you stay above that price, the market's probably going to push higher. Okay, because the market works in two ways. Either you make a move, right? You do this and you pull back and then you go higher, or you make a big move up and you consolidate to make the move higher. Okay, right now we're consolidating and we're above the most traded price of the week. Okay, all bullish. So what I mean by that is, look at the structure here. Here's the most traded price of the week. Okay, here's lows here. We haven't come down here yet. It hasn't even been tested. Even if we come down here and test it and it holds, still bullish. So this is the line in the sand. Okay, that's how I look at the structure. Okay, now let's look at what we're doing. All right, let's look at a couple things. Here's the week to date VWAP right there. We played with that yesterday. You notice how it came down here and then it got bought up, right? When it's green, buyers are in control. When this is green, buyers are in control. Okay, so what do we have? We have, let's look at this. Let's look at this here. We have a high yesterday. We have a low. Look at the overnight session. We have a high overnight and a low. So if this stays this way, we should get a big move possibly today. Okay, now this is the midpoint of yesterday and the overnight. It's the same. Price is hanging out here. Not a good place when you want to trade. Okay, now what this does mean is this little micro range here, that's a weak low, this is a weak high. Okay, so one of these are getting tested today, and you got a demand zone here and a supply zone here. So it doesn't get any simpler today. Okay? It doesn't get any simpler today. Okay? Now, this is the bull bear line down here. Bulls are in control unless that gets broken. Okay? So I want to go with strength. Right now, bulls are stronger than the bears. Okay, so for me, we're going to go right into an ES scenario. And we're going to do the bull. Okay, now what do I have in my favor? We're over the most traded price of the week. We are holding yesterday's lows. Okay, we just got PCE data that was lower than expected. We are above the week-to-date VWAP. Okay, so market's pulling back. Okay, so what I want to see is the market come down here and test week-to-date VWAP and this demand zone and this week low. If this gets defended, higher low, you're going to start to creep up, and guess what? You have a weak high here. Yesterday's RTH high and overnight, right? There's our shorts there. You're going to be in supply, and you most likely crack that and at least go to the edge of this supply zone. If you crack it, that could be the push higher. Okay? That's one. Now, if we break this week low, remember, still bullish. If we come down, we break it, break week to day VWAP. Now you're going to test the big level, the most traded price of the week. Okay? If you test this demand zone and you hold and hold, that is the fuel to go higher. Okay? That's what I see. All right. Now, we're talking about a bear. All right? Bearish scenarios. Okay? So, if you're a bear, what do you want to see? You want to see this market move up. Okay? Here's that weak high. Probably push up through it, but it doesn't break this supply, right? And you start failing lower high, lower high. Okay? We should roll down, and then you got the weak low here. Okay, remember, this is a bear scenario, so this is a demand zone, and this could be defended. But if it's not, and breaks it, and holds it, and holds it, we're going to test the most traded price of the week. Okay, remember, again, this is bearish, not bullish, so we could bounce both of these areas. But if this is bearish, what you want to see is you want to break this demand zone, break that level, and hold and hold and hold. And if you break it with volume and momentum, you got single prints here, and we could really take a dip to about 48.30. Could that happen? Could. Really could. Okay? So that's what's in for the Bears. That's a lot of work. That's why I wouldn't want to. For me today, I want to look bullish, just because I want to be on the side of strength. Okay? Until this is broken, sellers don't have anything. Okay? But if they break that, they do. And then it's look out, probably. Some profit taking going to happen. Okay? Now, that concludes the ES. Let's move over to the NASDAQ. And see what the NASDAQ's doing. Now, you can see the NASDAQ is clearly weaker. Okay? Let's look at structure. All right. So in the overnight, this was the bull bear line. This was the key level for the NASDAQ. Right here, around 174.70. Okay? It touched it. Hit the demand zone right here. And bounced. Okay? That was the shot for the sellers in the NASDAQ. Right here. It came into the demand zone. Came into the most traded price of the week. And bounced. Okay? And you can see the market opened here, and you were 100% net short here. Well, now those shorts got put on their backs. Okay? This is what makes it even stronger for the bullish side because the Nasdaq had a chance to get weak and it found buyers. Okay. Now the one thing that is a little feather in the cap for the Nasdaq is it's below the week-to-date VWAP. See how it's red? Sellers are in control for the week. Okay, for the week, but they're not like macro-wise because the most trader price has been defended. Okay. All right. So, and we're right there at the week-to-date VWAP. Okay. So you can see it's very different structure here, but kind of the same. They don't have as perfect levels as the ES does. Okay, but the Nasdaq, you know, you can see what it did yesterday, right? So you had this little balance here, and that was broken in the overnight, right? And you came down in here and you got buyers. So now if we got up today and this was here, that's bearish. Okay, that's bearish. However, defended the level doesn't mean it can't come back. All right, doesn't mean it can't come back. All right, you got supply up in here. All right, so for me, really quickly for the Nasdaq, I'm going to show one more chart here to show you another level. Okay, so all I'm looking for here, you got week to date VWAP here. It's right at it. All right, what I would like to see is a retest of this area, and you get a defend it, that can make the Nasdaq push up higher. That's really it for the Nasdaq that I can see that I would be interested in. Okay, so bearish. Okay, there is hefty supply up here, supply here and supply here. Okay, that's where sellers live. All right, so what could you see? Okay, you could see it push down, come up here into the supply, fail again, and then roll over. Right, that's one. You could also see us push up, right, into this supply, the most traded price of yesterday. Try get into this supply, come back, roll over two. Now if you roll over, here's the bull bear line like I talked about. Take out this supply, double demands here. Okay, you'd have to really crack this, hold. You got single prints, and again the sellers will take control. I don't know if that's in the cards. Again, bears show strength if they hold under this. If they can't, they don't even revisit it. Market's could balance out today. Okay, so markets can also do this. Okay, so you have the move up, right? And look, we're holding the prices. That's bullish. Okay, that's bullish. We're taking time. Look how much time, look how many sessions have happened where we're holding. Okay, so if we just even do this today, bullish until you crack this. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at today. That's what I'm looking at. Now everybody could see this as a dip buy for some of the semis. I don't know what's gonna happen. I really never know what's gonna happen. All right, let's go over to an hourly chart. I just wanted to show you guys something both in the ES and both in the Nasdaq. Okay, we'll go to an hourly chart and just show you guys what I'm talking about here. Okay, big orders hitting the tape. Let's go with that. Let's go with that hourly chart here. All right, so we'll mark it up real quick. Maybe we'll use blue. All right, so I want to show you something here. So I have a fib from this buying, right? And we went all the way up to here. Okay, this is the 50% Fibonacci of the move, right? And also we have the most traded price. Just to show you, we haven't even hit the 38.2% retracement. That's the lowest low we got of this move. And now look, the market's in supply and it's moving higher. Okay, most likely people know core PCE came in lower than expected. Okay, and I'm assuming 10-year yield is lower. Oh, 10-year yield is actually flat now. Interesting. The dollar's down though. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys that this is the ES, right? Now let's go to the NASDAQ and I'll wrap it up. The NASDAQ, and you'll really see why when I love confluence. Okay, confluence is just many levels coming together. So here's the move from the NASDAQ right up here to this high, right? I put a fib there. Look where the market got bought this morning. Remember I told you about this most traded price and demand, right? Well, it happened to be the 50% Fibonacci retracement of this move right here, that red dotted line. That's why I have it in red dots. Came right down there. And trust me, people, look at that. Okay? Now, as I'm speaking, here's the week to date VWAP right here. The NASDAQ is pushing through that now, and then that means now the buyers are going to take control of the week. Okay? And again, that's not my opinion. Okay? That means that from the start of the week, the average buyer is getting paid now. Turn green now. Okay? This core PCE finally, it's bullish, and now it's coming to fruition. Okay? Now, the ES is also going to break this week high. Right now, there's the big order, just as I just said. It's breaking yesterday's highs right now. This is the fuel, extra fuel a little bit for the bulls. Okay? Just to show you that, I can show you really quickly. My little express chart I have here right there. These are both side by side. You can see we just pushed up and broke yesterday's highs. Okay? You can see the week to day VWAP with the NASDAQ is over it. Okay? Do we push out higher? I don't know. We're in supply. I don't know if that happens. Okay? Everybody, hope you enjoyed it today. All right? I'll see everybody next week. I wish everybody good luck, stay green, and I'll see you guys on Monday.